everybody. It's me, Jade, back at it again with another video that was probably pre-filmed because I'm filming two videos in one sitting. So if you see me in the same exact outfit with the same makeup on, that's why. And excuse my mess of a hair today. Yeah, so today we are going to be doing a wrap up of what books I've read in March. March, yeah. um, well, the first book that I actually read in March is on my Kindle, so I cannot show up a cover, but I'll try to edit it here if I can. If not, I'm sorry, it will just be white. I read 3 books this month, and the first one was In Her Eyes by Sarah Alderson. I'm sorry if I'm butchering that name. Um, it was a thriller mystery kind of book, which follows a main character, Ava, as she um, gets someone breaks into her house. They live like, in an upstate riches mansion stuff kind of thing, and they get robbed. And if I remember correctly, because it's happens in like the first chapter or so, her daughter gets shot and she's in a coma. So as she's trying to solve what happened, because they didn't catch the ones who broke in, she also has to deal with the fact that her daughter is in a coma. And it was not bad. I did not guess all the twists, which is great, but I did guess some, which is awesome again. Um, and it was kind of predictable sometimes, but maybe just because I always overthink things. But it was well written. It was a fun time. I read it in like a week. um, I officially started it on Goodreads like last year in August. Yeah, about in August. But I always kept putting it off because I read the first chapter, was like, no, I'm not in for a mystery, but I'm really glad I read it because it was good. Now, if you don't want any spoilers, skip over this section of my video because I'll be going into spoiler stuff now about why it's just 4 stars. Yeah, I gave it 4 stars. I think I give it 4 stars. If not, I'll probably write it out here. Um, editing me has a lot of work to do. I know that. So spoilers. I'm saying this again. Spoiler warning. I'll have the timestamp below or when I start talking about my next book that I read. So what I did maybe not like as much is that I thought there were like kind of a character changes. I mean in personality. For example, Ava has an adopted son, Jean. I know I'm mispronouncing all of the names. And he was kind of like put up as the lazy one who still lives at his parents, even though he's over like 20, in the garage. And we get to know like a lot of things about him, like the drugs and everything, but I don't know why his character somehow just seemed inconsistent to me. I hope I'm saying that right because I might look really dumb. Um, but yeah, I think that's about it that I didn't really like about the book. Maybe also that I kind of just, I don't know, Sometimes I like a thriller and sometimes I don't. Like with Agatha Christie's Murder on the Orient Express, which you cannot see my bookshelf clearly, so I cannot just point to it. But I read that last year and I gave it 5 stars and I enjoyed it. But I don't know, this just kind of didn't hit the 5 star mark for me. I think I gave it 4 stars. Yeah. So, spoiler ending. So, if anyone skipped to the spoiler section, yeah, I like that book for about 4 stars. That's all I have to say about it. Now, the next book that I read, I do have a physical copy of. Um, well, yeah, it's 5 Feet Apart by, I always forget the author, Rachel Lippincott, with Mickey Daughtery and Tobias Iancis. I am probably mispronouncing all the names, and I'm sorry. But 5 Feet Apart is a movie as well. I watched the movie first, and I read the book just in March. But because I don't know how to give like a really synopsis of this book without telling too much, I'm going to literally read it out loud what's on the back of the book. Can you love someone you can never touch? Stella Grant likes to be in control, even though her totally out of control lungs have sent her in and out of the hospital most of her life. What Stella needs to control most is her distance from anyone or anything that might pass along an infection and jeopardize the possibility of a lung transplant. 6 feet apart, no exceptions. The only thing Will Newman wants to be in control of is getting out of this hospital. In 1 week, he'll turn 18, and then he'll be able to unplug himself for all these machines and actually go to see the world. Will is exactly what Stella needs to stay away from. But now 6 feet doesn't feel like safety. It feels like punishment. What if they would steal back just a little bit of their space, little bit of space their broken lungs have stolen from them? Would 5 feet apart really be so dangerous if it stops their hearts from breaking too? So, if you could understand anything that I was saying, I think this book and film was compared to The Fault in Our Stars, which I had not seen yet. I plan on doing so, but I haven't. But just look at this cover. Like, damn. Also, I didn't want to get the movie version because like this cover is everything. I love this. My favorite cover like ever. I give this book 5 stars because I know I've seen the movie, but I think the book is better. Again, like this makes the saying the book is always better a bit more like true, because I don't know why. I didn't like Stella, but I didn't like her in the film too, so I liked Will and his we keep alternating between Stella and Will throughout the chapters. And I was always kind of like on Stella's chapters, but when Will's would come up, I would be just like out of this world. Like, I think these characters, both of them, are well written. I don't know why I'm not holding the book still. I'm gonna just put it down. Whatever. This book is a romance book if you couldn't tell. Because I knew what was gonna happen, the last about 5 chapters were literally just me crying. And even after I finished the book, I was like crying for like a solid 10 minutes. So, and like not many books has brought me to that level. I think I only cried at one of the books, and that was Twilight back in the day. Like last year, Twilight, New Moon, and One Line. It'd be as if I had never existed. I think that was when I just broke. Yeah, that's why I don't like New Moon. I don't know. That is a whole another topic because I haven't finished Breaking Dawn, but I plan on, because I DNF'd it and I have like 300 pages left of it. Oh, I just rambled. So, 5 feet apart. um, if you want a romance story that you will literally cry on at the end, like if you did not cry on this, I don't know what you're made out of. Um, I think it's well written, and I think a lot of people would need to read this book because, like, I loved it. I loved it. Um, yeah. Now let's get into the spoilery section. So, I give it 5 stars. I don't know if I said that. Probably would. Spoilers. I will leave the next book's like timestamp in the description so you can skip over the spoilery section. But I explained that I love this book. I do love it. I just have like one problem with it of like, if you read the book, you know how the book ends. If you haven't, there is really a like, they left it off when you don't know what's gonna happen. Because this is the spoiler section, I will actually talk about it. The last chapter is how many? Is it? I'm sorry, I have to check this out because I don't want to say the wrong thing. Because 8 months later, we get an 8 months later chapters from both of the characters. And I know that it's not really left to our mind and our consciousnesses to everyone to figure out, but it kind of is. The ending was an ending and not. Because, like, I'm in the spoiler section. Why am I holding back? So at the end, Will is traveling along with his friend. But I just want to know, did he by any chance get anything, or did he just die? Because like we didn't actually get the same scene in the movie. I heard that it was cut out because I actually seen that cut out. I think it was a cut out scene that is almost as in the book, that they meet at an airport and both of them they still have to be keeping their distance and they are just like looking at each other, and that's how really the book ends. I mean, it's cute. We all know what's gonna happen because like life isn't fair. But like, I'm like this. I'm I'm like, this is a Titanic situation in my opinion. Now hear me out. Hear me out. Why does always the interesting boy character have to die? Like, Jack Dawson. I watched Titanic like a month or two ago, so yeah, I'm still pissed about that. But like, and again, we have Will, who is so much more interesting than freaking Stella. Okay, it's my opinion, whatever, but like, I still can't get over the fact that Stella made it out of there and Will's gonna die. Oh, I'm already like almost 40 minutes in. 14 minutes in, 14 minutes in, and I still haven't talked about the book that I ended the month with, which is going to be probably the longest speech I'll ever give. So this is spoiler ending. That's all I didn't really like about the book. It's still 5 stars. I loved it. Living for it. Might reread it again just to cry a bit. But let's move on to the last book that I read in this month. Damn, it's heavy. I actually posted a picture of this to my private Instagram, so if anyone follows me, you probably have seen this before. This is the collector's edition of Six of Crows. I actually got this first and I didn't like get like a paperback copy of it. But I mean, look at this. But I still love the 5 feet apart cover better. I don't know why. Yeah, but this book is what's probably getting the book of the year for me. Like, damn. Damn. 5 stars. Five stars. Um, what is the book about? Yeah, let's go into this. This is a fantasy about 6 misfits that have to work together to perform an impossible heist. And I really understand why everyone's comparing this to Now You See Me, which I love those movies, so I had to pick this up. This is Now You See Me, but fantasy, but also like I didn't like half of the characters, but I love the other half. Like, it's weird. It's weird. I know it. Um, what I would say about this book, still in the non-spoiler section, it was very well done. I think the little like um tricks and the planning, and I lived for it. There wasn't really a second when I was bored in this book. I didn't like half of the characters because of reasons that I will not explain. Maybe if I finish the duology, which I plan on doing this month, I am going to buy the Crooked Kingdom collector's edition as well, because I don't think I will hate that book. Also, I have heard that it's better, but also like it's heartbreaking and everyone like really cried over it and they broke them, so I'm just like I'm kind of scared. um but I love this book. The characters that I didn't like, just if you know who I'm talking about, are Nina, Inej, and Matthias. Why am I so close to the camera? So Nina, Inej, and Matthias. That's my. I'm just like I didn't hate them. I just didn't like them. But I mean like Kaz and Jasper and like Velen. I'm always mispronouncing the poor boy's name. But I love them. Like I love them. Simply. And also I want to show you guys something concerning this book, that we literally get a full freaking map. I don't know what this the map of, because I always forget. I think it's like different like nations, cities and everything. But what I really like is, one, we have another map. This is the map of the ice court in the collector's edition, but that's not it. Also, we have No More Nerds, No Funerals at the back of the book. But also, the thing that I liked the most, we get character prints. So this is Kaz, if you can't read really the names. Kaz, Inej, Nina, Matthias, and Jasper and Roland. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but I would recommend that everyone read this book. The only thing I'm saying bad about it in the non-spoiler section, I'll go into spoilers later on, is that the first about 100 pages are almost just world building and character backgrounds and stuff like that. Because if you haven't read the Grisha trilogy, which I haven't, but I will after this, like, I probably read anything Lee Bardugo publishes after this. I'll only say that for sure after I've read the Grisha trilogy, and I will probably read King of Scars and Rule of Wolves. Why do I know all of the titles? I don't know. But, yeah, there's a lot of word building, more explanations about magic system, characters, everything, so you could actually understand what was going on, even if you didn't read the Grisha trilogy, which this comes after, I think, 5 years. There's like a 5-year space gap between them. But you don't have to read the Grisha trilogy to understand this book. But they say that it kind of spoils the Grisha trilogy's ending, which I don't know about because I haven't read it. But I'll take it. I really recommend reading this book. But let's go into spoilers. So I'll leave the timestamp again if you just want to go to my outro and my final thoughts portion of this video. But so I mentioned, this is spoilers, spoiler warning, final warning. I mentioned that I didn't like Inej. And I love Kaz. Like, Kaz is my favorite. Like, definitely my favorite character that I probably almost ever read. So some people who have read the books might say that I only dislike Inej because Kaz and Inej have some sort of relationship, or like, you know, if you read them, that there is a spark between them. But I'm not saying that Inej doesn't deserve happiness or she doesn't deserve Kaz. I'm saying that I didn't get the chemistry that much. Between Nina and Matthias, I was really going along with it. I don't like them as like separate characters. Together they're fine. I like their dynamic, love it. But like Inej and Kaz, I get it, but I don't. That's the thing. I get it, but I don't. And also, I thought the actual last chapter that we get was like. So there is a chapter at the end that's from Becca Rowling's. Yeah. I actually thought Cass killed him because I was just like, fair enough, he like could have done so, but then I remembered that he always used to say that he wanted to get rid of or make him suffer like brick by brick. That's one of the quotes they always like bring out from Six of Crows, and also no mourners, no funerals. So someone read this book that knows me, because I want to go and just say no mourners and them just no mourners and them just saying like no funerals, because I love that. But like yeah, the Becca Rowling's chapter was amazing and I lived for it because I love Cass. But also, I'm kind of interested about how much you're going to get from the girls now that they are kind of out of the picture for the second book. Because if we do not get anything for the girls, then out of the 4 characters that we are currently following, I only dislike one, and that means. Yeah, I didn't actually say I think that this is multi-POV. I might say this in the non-spoiler section again, just for someone who didn't watch it, but like, um, I was actually surprised that if I remember correctly, there were no like, violent chapters. Like, we got chapters from Jasper, Kaz, Inej, Matthias, Nina, but we didn't get from Welland. Wyland. I don't know how to say his name, I swear. I'm struggling. But yeah, probably that's it that I could say about. Yeah. Kaz chapters were amazing and I love him. And I'm really scared for the adaptation, the TV series that we're getting. So, spoilers done. I forgot to mention that this is a multi-POV book. So it jumps between different characters. Like, every chapter is from a different character. And I think it does it pretty well, because sometimes it builds tension that way, but sometimes it just does it really well with the intent of building the character relationships and backgrounds. Yeah. So I basically, this month with my 3 books is like 4, 5, 5, which is not bad. I genuinely didn't expect reading about 3 books a month and coming out with 2 5 stars. Like, I literally, when I finished 5 Feet Apart, I genuinely thought that no one can beat that, right? And then I read Six of Crows and I was just like, okay, something can beat that. So, yeah, this was my reading wrap up for March. And I'll see you next week, I guess, in my next video. Hope you guys are having a lovely evening, day, night, whenever you're watching this. And I'll see you next week. Bye!